Are you a young mom who is just trying to dress like a Proverbs 31 woman on a stay-at-home mom budget? 'Cause same.
Hey there, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Amy if you're new here, and I am a wife and a mother to 2 little boys, and this channel is all about helping you take back your peace and purpose as a mother. If you watch my previous videos, you know that one of the things that I preach so big is the importance of how you feel in yourself, in your body, and how that trickles into how you feel and carry yourself throughout your days as a wife, mom, and homemaker. God does not want you to suffer. God wants you to feel your best. He wants you to feel empowered and beautiful and capable in the body that He has given you. He doesn't want perfection, but He does want us to use our discernment. He does want us to use intentionality with how it is that we take care of this vessel that He has gifted us, how we show up in our world and how we show up to care for others and how we show up and serve in His kingdom. So in the beginning of this year, I set a goal to clean up my life, that I was not going to buy things that were not serving my family, that were not good for my family, and that were toxic. And one of the things that I have been working on these last few months is slowly but surely decluttering, detoxing, and dignifying my wardrobe. Now I want to emphasize, I have been doing this slowly. I have been doing this little by little, one by one. In fact, this is probably a process that I began a year ago, maybe even more, of decluttering my wardrobe, decluttering my life. So I want to disclaimer before I even dive into this video that I am not telling you to run out and completely get rid of all of your clothes, to go out and buy a whole new wardrobe. No, that is not what I am saying here. I am here to give you, hopefully, some insight into what I have been doing, the process that has been really helping me to transform my clothes and transform how I feel and transform how I show up as a mother, as a homemaker. Something that I believe so wholeheartedly is that you should show up in your role as a stay-at-home mom as you would to any other job. And I am the first to admit that I did not do this. For a very long time, I think I almost deep down was not ashamed of what I did as a stay-at-home mom, but I had so much to let go of in the way of thinking that I had left my career behind in my role as a nurse and that I had sort of just given in to being a stay-at-home mom, because that is not at all what happened. That is not at all what this is. I chose this. I choose this. But it took me a long time to see how it was that I wasn't actually embodying that, how I wasn't treating this as a job that I had pride and respect for, because I wasn't treating myself with pride and respect. I wasn't giving myself that energy that I used to put into myself on the days that I would go to the hospital, for example. So that is the mission here. The mission here is to change how you show up and feel in your role as a wife, mother, and homemaker. And this is just one of the ways that we are doing that. It's also a really big way, just as much as simplifying your life, having more intentionality with how it is that you nourish yourself, taking care of your body, your physical exercise. How we dress is such a huge part and makes such a huge impact in how you feel throughout your day. If you do not feel good in your clothes, if they are suffocating you, if you are sweating or they're uncomfortable or itchy, or you're feeling insecure or nervous about the what if you have to go run out to the store, what are people going to think of seeing you in said clothes? All of these thoughts are the background of your day. How it is that you feel in your body, in your clothes, is going to literally make or break your day. And I know it sounds dramatic, but I literally am living proof that the days that I don't like what I'm wearing, or I don't feel good in my body, I don't feel good in my clothes, I automatically start my day at a level of irritation that is almost guaranteed to lead me to a day where I end up feeling overwhelmed, overstimulated, exhausted, and it all trickles back to how I felt when I got dressed in the morning. So my friends, to circle it back, in this video, I'm going to share with you the 3-step process that I have been moving through over these last few months to declutter, detox, and dignify my wardrobe, to help me feel more confident, put together, and like a woman of God that I truly am and crave to be, to dress myself with more respect, to dress myself like the mother that I am, like the child of God, the daughter of a king that I am. That was a mindset shift that really clicked for me. The more I've deepened my relationship with Jesus, the more I've understood that he is a king. So if he's the King of Kings and he's the king of the universe, then that makes me a princess. That makes me royalty in his eyes. And I don't know about you, but I don't always feel like royalty. So it's not about perfection. Jesus knows that we have feelings. He knows that we are in the thick of motherhood. He knows that we go through it, but he also loves us. And he also knows that we deserve to feel good. He also knows that we deserve to treat ourselves like royalty. As a stay-at-home mom, I know you're working with little. I know you might not really have any room in the budget for you to go out and buy a whole new wardrobe. I certainly did not. But there are tricks and there are some ways, and hopefully you'll walk away from this video with some tips and some ways that you can start building on that transformation today. Let's get into it. The first thing you have to do is to declutter your wardrobe. This has been an ongoing process. I keep a bag in my closet on the floor because I know that this is an ongoing process. First thing you should do is go to your closet and ask yourself, what is it that I actually wear? I've done this so many times because as seasons change, you might not be able to answer that question fully with all of your clothing, and that is absolutely 100% okay. This is a process. Like I said, this will take time, and this is something that should be ongoing. This is something that we are going to need to be doing not just now in this year of our life, but in the years to come. Let our closet be a constant evolving thing as we are constantly evolving. Ask yourself, what is it that I actually wear? And right then and there, you can literally take everything else and set it to the side, because the thing that we're trying to avoid here is decision fatigue. Starting out your day when you've got kids that are seeking you, that are wanting you, places that you need to be, you do not want to be stressed out thinking to yourself, gosh, I have nothing in my closet that I actually feel good in, I actually want to wear. So start there. Start with, what is it that I actually wear? From there, that's where you can comb through it even further. Look at each specific piece of clothing and ask yourself, does this bring me joy? Is this something that I have worn in the last year, 6 months, 3 months? It's up to you how strict you want to be with this. If you are like really ready, if you've already been on the journey of decluttering and moving towards minimalism like I have, then it's likely that you are probably going to be asking yourself more of like, have I worn this in 6 months to 3 months? But if you are not there yet, if this is like you're in the very beginning stages, just start with, have I worn this in the last year or two? And then go on to, does this bring me joy? Because right then and there, you guys, if it doesn't bring you joy, you're not gonna wear it. If you don't like it on the hanger, what makes you think you're gonna like it on you? Don't cause issues for yourself later by not having the courage to do now what you should have done maybe a long time ago. And that's also the gift of this process, is it will help bring awareness to the things that no longer serve you. Maybe you're someone like me who really struggled for years with a toxic shopping problem, where you would fill up Amazon cart full of clothes that you see influencers wearing, thinking that if you wear this, then you'll feel better. And you get it, and then you realize, wow, it actually doesn't feel good on me. It doesn't look good on me. And I just wasted all this money. But now I'm so ashamed that I wasted all this money that I'm just gonna keep it, because then that will make me feel better, because at least I kept it and I didn't waste my money on things that I didn't actually really want. You get what I'm saying? I am so guilty of that. I had a whole closet full of stuff that I kept out of guilt because I bought it and I wore it one time, or I never wore it. This is where that ends. Because here's the thing, I'm not asking you to necessarily just send it off to the thrift store. This is where we can work smarter and not harder. If you're a stay-at-home mom like me, you know that you don't have extra cash to be going and spending a lot of money on clothes. So what I do is I actually sell my clothes. If I've come across items that have hardly ever been worn and they're really nice, and I know that some other mom might actually really enjoy this, I put it on Facebook Marketplace. If you're not in a rush, you can just put it on there and let it sit, and eventually someone's going to buy it. In worst case scenario, if no one does buy it, you can always just donate it. But this way, in the meantime, you're getting out of that victim mindset and you're getting into the proactive mindset. You are not going to suffer any longer with this cycle that you've found yourself in. You're going to dig your way out of it. We're gonna start with the declutter. And there, we're gonna be left with the clothes that we go to the most often. We're gonna be left with the clothes that we love, that we like, that actually make us feel good. And then we're gonna move on to phase 2. We're going to detox. Now, this is something that you might not be ready for yet, or you might not be aware of, but I hope that if there's something that you walk away from this video, that it is this, that the quality of what you wear is just as important as you liking how it looks. I share this, my personal experience, because I have been on a journey these last few years, if I'm being truthfully honest, to get to the core of my struggles with my hypothyroidism, my immune system. Why it is that no matter how well I take care of myself, do I still find myself struggling with how it is that I feel. All of those questions have led to a lot of revelations and a lot of answers. If you go seeking, you will find it. What I've realized is that one of the biggest things I was missing was that the stuff that I was putting on my body, my makeup, the things I was putting in my hair, the clothes that I was wearing were full of toxins. In the beginning of this year, I set a mission that I was not going to bring toxins into my home. As much as I could help it, I was going to be more intentional about making sure that I did not buy and invest in things that were not good for me. And that goes for my clothes as well. And I hope it goes for you. But here's the thing, I said already, I don't believe that you should go out and completely blow hundreds and thousands of dollars to replace everything if you have a closet full of clothes that are made from polyester, rayon. I don't even know all the names, but I just know those two off the top of my head. That was a majority of my closet. I realized that a majority of the dresses that I love and things that I like to wear were actually made from things that were suffocating my skin, that were full of toxins, that were made in really toxic ways, and I just could not justify buying those brands anymore. So what I did is, once I decluttered my wardrobe, I went through every single tag and I looked at every single item and looked at what it was made of. If it was made from cotton or linen or a majority of cotton, I put it in the keep pile. If it was made with anything synthetic or less than like 60% cotton, I put it in the pile of keep but replace. I didn't just get rid of all my clothes that I love to wear. I kept them, I wore them, but I kept a mental note of the things that I loved, looking for items that I could replace those things with. I keep in mind the style, the pattern of the dress that I love, and I look for a replacement, something that doesn't cost a lot of money. I buy secondhand, and in time, eventually, I will replace it. I rarely actually buy clothes in store from a thrift store, but I love looking on ThredUp because it's all sorted out for me. It's all categorized. I can literally put in what I'm looking for, look through dresses alone, and I can pick the material that it's made of, the size, you name it. All of that is taken care of for me, and it's delivered to my door. That is one of my favorite resources. And I have slowly but surely done that with a lot of the things in my closet. And I did it in a very affordable way. I literally just made a mental note and set some intentions that when I stumble upon a replacement for this that is made with better quality, I will replace it. That is literally how we should approach every single thing that we own. It's quality, not quantity. I don't know about you, but I want to invest in quality pieces that feel good on my skin, that allow me to breathe, that I can wash over and over and over again and aren't going to completely fall apart, that are going to last me a long time. I want to invest in quality, classic pieces that I'm gonna love, that in a year, when I'm asking myself, did I wear this in the last year? I'm gonna say, heck yes. And I'm going to be able to keep wearing it for a good long while. One of my go-to favorites, something that I look to whenever it is that I'm ready and wanting to invest in a new piece, is quints. I love Quince. Quince is known for making high quality clothing at a very affordable price because they cut out the middleman. If you're looking for beautiful basics, go check out Quince. Everything is like top tier, but it's literally so affordable. One of the things I did was tax return season. I used that as an opportunity to invest in a couple of quality pieces, this dress being one of them. Super comfy, cotton gauze, good for the summer, good for the fall, something I can wear literally all year round, and it makes me feel feminine and womanly and just beautiful. It's comfortable, and I know that it is good quality. So those are some of my suggestions. And finally, step number 3, dignifying your wardrobe. So you're no longer asking yourself, do I wear this? Is this good for me? But you're asking yourself the question of like, does this make me feel and look like a woman of God? Does this make me feel like I'm a mother of children? Does this make me feel like I have self-respect, self-worth? Or is this self-seeking? Is this attention-seeking? I'll be the first to admit that up until last year, I was the girl wearing crop tops. I was the girl wearing biker shorts, crop top, and things that were probably way more revealing than I should have been wearing. And I really believe that everyone walks their own journey with this, and what's dignifying for me is not necessarily going to be the thing that's dignifying for you. What's unflattering for me might not be unflattering for you. It all depends on your personal body type, your personal relationship with your spouse, with your family, with clothes, with God. This is not me telling you how to dress. This is me bringing awareness to a question that I didn't ask myself for a really long time, but I realized was having a huge impact on how it was that I felt and how I showed up as a mother. So much of this has just been tied to my walk and my relationship with God. The closer I get to Him, the more immersed I become in Him, the more I realize that the things that I once felt comfortable in no longer are an option for me. The things that I used to think were modest are not modest to me anymore. And that's the thing, like, that's okay. God does not demand perfection. He does not want you to be perfect. He's not shaming you because you dress this way. What He wants is for you to love yourself and to see yourself the way that He sees you. And for a long time, that was really hard for me to see. That was really hard for me to do because of my own trauma. We all have to do the work with Him, with support in our own way to get to that place. And that's why this is such a process. This is not something you can do in one day or overnight. It's something that you're working towards constantly because we're constantly changing and evolving. At least I hope you are. We're here to grow. We're here to evolve and transform, and we're here to gain more wisdom and more clarity. And that is where we really see the fruit. That's really where we start to see the blessing in it all. The blessing is that we see what we didn't once see, right? We see now what we couldn't see then. And that's how it's always going to be. So what I'm wearing now, what I think is modest now, who knows? A year or two from now, I might think, wow, you know what? That no longer feels right for me. That no longer feels good to me. But you're going to develop these habits, these mindsets, and these tools right here and now that are going to serve you then. So you're not going to find yourself in this pickle again. You're not going to find yourself with a closet full of things that you hate, with a closet full of things that don't serve you, with a closet full of things that are not good for you. You're going to develop a standard now that you're going to build off of that is only going to bless you and serve you and help you in the years to come in your motherhood journey. So my loves, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you walk away with something. I hope that it encouraged you, inspired you. And I hope that you walked away with maybe one little nugget, one thing that you are going to take away from this and implement, and that is going to bless you in your own walk as a wife, mother, and homemaker. If you enjoyed this video, I would so appreciate if you would give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comments, where are you at in your journey? I would love to encourage and inspire one another. You are never judged here, and you have a friend here. I will see you in the next one. Bye.